In the news this week, an investigation reveals that the UK government is giving billions of pounds to countries which persecute Christians. A pro-life group responds as Lord Kerry reiterates his support for assisted suicide, and a teacher stabbed at school says he forgives the pupil who attacked him. Hello and welcome to this week's news bulletin from the Christian Institute. The UK government is handing over billions of pounds in taxpayers' money to countries where Christians are suffering some of the worst persecution in the world. An investigation found that a total of £2.7 billion had been given to countries appearing on a watch list compiled by the charity Open Doors. The list charts 50 countries where suppression of Christianity is most severe. The countries receiving aid included Somalia, which was given £107.3 million and is ranked second on the list after North Korea. Pakistan was handed £34 million, despite using blasphemy laws against Christians and other minority groups. Conservative MP Philip Davies urged the government to rethink where it is spending taxpayers' money. Many people will rightly be asking, what is the purpose of aid money? And why are we doling out large amounts of cash to brutal regimes who show a complete disregard towards basic human rights? When the government gives out taxpayers' money to other countries in aid or loans, it should have very clear conditions, but it appears that there are none. A pro-life group has issued a strong rebuttal after former Archbishop of Canterbury, Lord Kerry, restated his support for assisted suicide. Lord Kerry made the comments for a group campaigning for a change in the law. In my view, it is a profoundly Christian and moral thing to devise a law that enables people, if they so choose, to end their lives with dignity. But Nola Leach, the chief executive of CARE, said the trust and the beauty of non-reciprocal relationships are destroyed by legalising assisted suicide. Whether we like it or not, being a burden upon one another is actually how God intended us to operate. A Christian student in South Africa who was expelled from her university's student council for disagreeing with same-sex marriage on Facebook has been reinstated. Zizivo Pai was voted off the University of Cape Town's Student Representative Council for her response to the US Supreme Court's decision to redefine marriage. We are institutionalising and normalising sin. Sin. May God have mercy on us. Her office was vandalised, homosexual pornography was posted on her Facebook page, and she received threats to her safety. Vice-Chancellor Max Price has now said the decision to expel Zizivo was invalid, after an investigation and receiving legal advice. The university also rejected formal complaints about her Facebook post. In an interview with Freedom of Religion South Africa, recorded ahead of her reinstatement, Zizivo said that preventing people from sharing their views in public is dangerous.
I just feel like the decision that was made to expel me from the SRC is basically saying that either you cannot hold the Christian belief that you have, or if you do hold the Christian belief that you have, you cannot say it out loud. And I find something fundamentally problematic with that. And I think that it would create a very hostile environment, not just for Christians, but for anybody who disagrees with anyone. So I would definitely like it to be stated and known that we cannot just simply expel people because we disagree with what they say and because we disagree with what they believe.
And finally, a teacher stabbed by a 14-year-old pupil says he forgives the boy for the attack. Vincent Uzoma was stabbed in the stomach at Dixon's King's Academy in Bradford on the 11th of June. The boy, who was described by prosecutors as disruptive and a bully, has now been sentenced. Speaking outside court, Uzoma explained that it was his faith in God that enabled him to forgive the teenager.
I want to thank God who made it possible that I survived. I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ, whose name I was constantly calling after the stabbing, and he didn't let me down. I also want to thank everybody who supported me and my family one way or the other during this ordeal. As a Christian, I've forgiven this boy who has inflicted this trauma and pain onto me and my family. It was, however, important for the law to run its course and for a strong message to be sent out, especially to kids of similar tendencies, that violence is not acceptable.
Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.